I solved Fnaf 3's biggest mystery. Now, I know everybody here will be like, yeah, sure, there's no theory. I solved Fnaf this. I found the biggest mystery ever that. But no, this is a real theory with honest work, and I found a real secret that nobody's ever found in the history of Five Nights at Freddy's. So, in order to figure out one of Fnaf 3's biggest mysteries, we have to look back at a minigame. So, I'm here with Hamsters.
Alright, so, in the FNAF 3 minigames, where there's all the kids with the masks.
No, that's the wrong one, that's wrong. We're talking about the other one,
Yeah, sorry, messed up, alright. So, in the FNAF 3 Mango minigame, as you can see right here, there's this guy walking around in like a green shirt and like, sort of like blue jeans, I suppose you could say. You know, it's very interesting.
So you might be wondering, what importance does this guy have at all? We know nothing about him. But what if I told you that he is the key to solving FNAF and we know everything about him? We know who Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy is. And we're about to talk about this in this FNAF theory. So the origins of Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy runs all the way back to the beginning of Five Nights at Freddy's itself. Now, you see, we've actually gotten the hidden lore, and it's very tough to find, but you can find it, you know, you can piece it together pretty easily. I'm not going to really go through the steps of how I found this out, but, you know, you can figure it out for yourself pretty easy. So, Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy actually went to kindergarten with purple guy William Afton. I think that's his name, right? Yeah. Purple guy. So he actually went to school with him, and he created the first Five Nights at Freddy's location, Red Best Family Diner. Now, we believe that he is a concept artist from this information. Okay, so we believe that he was a concept artist that worked with FNAF and helped William Afton create all the animatronics, because let's be honest, how was he supposed to do that? William Afton by himself, you know, Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy, he walked in there, right? He did all of it himself. Alright, you can talk about the next part.
What's the next part?
Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy, you know, he worked with them. Then we all know what happened. Henry, he did something, and so once Henry partnered William Afton, Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy, you know, he was kind of in the background. You know, he was one of the three: William Afton, Henry, and Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy. But he was in the background. You know, he didn't want to be one of the owners of it. Now, where does he want? Well, if you actually look at the latest Tales from the Pizza Box book, you can find in the second to last story, it actually talks about this. So yeah, it's pretty crazy stuff. I know Taco hasn't made a video on it, so nobody's really seen that yet. So, you know, you probably won't be able to find it anywhere. Don't ask me. Once they did that, they were in a very successful business, right? Now, Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy, he was kind of getting tired. He wanted to make something new. He wanted to make something different. They just kept bringing him down, you know. So what did he do? So Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy, he thought that he could make a dog animatronic as his next thing that he could build to help the world entertain people. Now, we know this is true because Sparky is a thing, right? Right, so you might be thinking, well, where's Sparky in the game? Hamster Wheels?
So I can't remember what the three things were.
Notice the toes, 3 rounded toes. That immediately narrows our field down.
So Sparky is actually in FNAF 1 in the background. Green Shirt Blue Jeans has created, and by the way, there's more information that Green Shirt Blue Jeans guys exist because he's a concept artist, so he drew pictures in the FNAF 1 location to actually go into the wall, and he drew himself there because it makes look at the place is more popular. Business stuff, you know, I do that around my house all the time to, you know, make it seem like they, you know, people actually here, you know. I draw some pictures, you know. Here's one of the pictures. Now, we also have another theory, since this is all in FNAF 1 location, because obviously Sparky is in the FNAF 1 location, guys. We also have another theory, because you might be wondering, well, if Green Shirt Blue Jeans is in FNAF 1, where is he? Or rather, who is he? Now, we think we might know who Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy is, and that he has been in the FNAF games before. Now, I know this is pretty crazy, but, you know, Hamster, take it away. So Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy is Phone Guy. You heard it from him there. Now our evidence is camera 6. Now, do you know what camera 6? Which camera is camera 6?
It's the kitchen camera. Five Nights at Freddy's own establishment. It says audio only, so we don't know why. But we actually found out the reason why you can't see in there, because that is actually Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy's hideout in FNAF 1 establishment.
No, Hamsters, are you saying that the FNAF 1 phone calls aren't pre-recorded?
Yes, that is exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, so then, now, if I were the if I didn't have all this knowledge and I was just a simple random FNAF fan, I would be like, oh well, well he dies in the phone call, so I could be happening live. Well, guess what? That's
you'd be wrong. It's
because
wrong.
he was in the
escaped.
kitchen, so you can't see him. He is watching you. Now we don't know if this is sure. We don't know if this is for sure, but we do have 100% evidence. Green Shirt Blue Jeans has always been a mystery. He created Sparky and stuff, and we can confirm that he is still alive. He never dies. At that phone guy never dies. He is phone guy. We finally have a name for phone guy, and that name is Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy. Yes. So he escapes. He escapes the Kitchen 3A vent, and he crawls around the vents, and you can actually hear this noise in FNAF 1. I think I've never actually played FNAF 1 before. So is it good? Is it a good game?
It would appear so.
We're going to go back to the mini game. People might say, okay, with Green Shirt Blue Jeans created the animatronics, then why is he running around destroying them in the mini game? Well, I have it on a good record that there is only one bathroom in that FNAF location, and he just had to go and he didn't really care what he destroyed. So I think that's a pretty solid one. What do you think about that?
I think it's very interesting. I'm pretty sure, because I can't think of anything else. I think that's just. I think that's how it went.
And that is the end of chapter 1. Now let's move on to chapter 2. Now, when taking into account the FNAF timeline as a whole, we all know that it is time. And time moves. Every 60 seconds in the FNAF universe, a minute passes. So what was Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy doing in all this time? Well, he was actually developing animatronic clones that look like people. Now we know this from a mini game in FNAF 3. I know, Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy, FNAF 3. It goes as good as peanut butter, banana, and bacon. So we see little mini Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy minions, and we know this is the case because that one Into the Flesh book. So basically he's working on his minions, and he built the first prototype, but then William Afton just had to go and do the murders. Alright, so what happens next?
So we all know the story, William Afton getting spring locked, in the golden Bonnie suit. And we think that he turned into the animatronics called Salvage, because it would appear so, in the FNAF 3 establishment, which, we're about to get to,
Yes, that is the next establishment in the storyline canon. That's what comes next, the FNAF 3 establishment. So after we presume he got turned into Salvage, Henry, his friend, has to seal him away in the location. But we all know that would be stupid if he just did that with normal people, right? Because everything makes sense here. We're basically trying to make this make more sense, guys. The FNAF theories, they've just been wacky recently, so we have to try to make this make more sense. So Henry says the Green Shirt Blue Jeans shut up. So Henry says the Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy, hey, I need a couple boys from construction. You need to call up your boys. Can you get us construction to seal up the wall for William, for Salvage? And then Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy was like, yo, okay then, I guess I can call my boys from construction. And he didn't really want to seal him away because he's friends with them, but he had to do it, and he gotta do what he gotta do. And during this, Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy was working further on his clones, and he also was working on some of and then so next thing that happens is he goes to sleep. Now, where do we see a bed in Five Nights at Freddy's?
In Five Nights at Freddy's 4 establishment.
Exactly, the establishment in FNAF 4. Now, we think... Now, we're not 100% sure, but we think there's good evidence to believe that Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy is the guy you play as in FNAF 4. We have a lot of evidence. So, anyways, he brings the animatronics back. Or maybe metaphorically does it. Do you think he metaphorically brings the animatronics back? Metaphorically, yes. He metaphorically brings the animatronics back to haunt him after what he did to William Afton. He was kind of, he was like, ah, man, I really think I should have done that, man. William Afton, man. And, he was like, you know what? I think I'm going to do something about that. And that's chapter 3 coming right up. Now, Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy was always a big fan of scary stuff. So, he wanted to make a Fazbear Frights horror attraction. Now, he thought, wait a minute, I have the perfect idea. William Afton, he hasn't got a job yet. He's not really making any money, so let me break him out of here. And we're gonna give him a job at my new location. Let's go. So basically, what happens next is, so he creates the attraction, and I solve the mystery. Okay. So basically, he creates the Fazbear Frights horror attraction. Salvage. Apologies. Salvage is there, and he loves a place like this is great. But then Henry, has to run along. What does Henry do?
Henry. I don't even know what the theory is. So
Go on.
what does Henry do?
Henry destroys the pizza establishment.
Fazbear Frights?
Destroys the establishment
Why?
because.
It is time to troll YouTube.
So Henry destroys the place because he doesn't like that green shirt blue jeans guy brought back Salvage. Now, after that, green shirt blue jeans guy was mad, and obviously William Afton was mad. And meanwhile, Michael Afton is underground.
It is time to troll YouTube, and I am gonna need your help. I think we're all familiar with the YouTube subscribe.
Alright, that's what happens next. Okay, you got that? You got it? Write that down. Okay, now in the meantime, let's get on to the next chapter. So after what Henry did to Green Shirt Blue So after what Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy, after what Henry did to Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy location, he was mad. Now, we still have some other story to talk to. Now, Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy is obviously a concept artist, so he drew Sparky. He really loves Sparky. He spent years of his life drawing Sparky. Now we can actually see this picture that he drew of Sparky in the Fnaf 3 establishment. Isn't that right? Hamster wheels.
Yes.
Now we can see it right here, and it sort of looks like a dog thing. Now I actually spotted this in Security Breach. We'll talk more about that later. All right. So after this, he wanted to work on a different establishment. So what he did was he wanted to sue Henry for the rights to the Fnaf franchise, but he couldn't do that yet. So Henry made a deal with him. He's like, alright, you know what? I'm going to make a new location called Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place. Now, we all know what that is, as in FNAF. It's one of my personal favorite games. So, he got Michael Afton to work the night guard, as we all know. Now, Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy, he wanted to go there, and he wanted to work, but he was forced to work as a janitor, and he did not like that. But before he even worked his first day, the place was already destroyed completely. And that's when we get into the next chapter. Ooh, got a sniper shot. Nice. So after what happened to the insane things that went on at that pizzeria establishment, Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy was mad. And how do we know this? In the latest Tales from the Pizzaplex, in the second to fourth story, it actually explains it all. Now, Doc hasn't uploaded a video yet, so yeah. So he sues him for the rights. Now, does he win? Let's talk about it. Go on.
Alright, so. Hold on, wait, what? Okay, so.
Go on.
So Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy won the lawsuit, he got the rights, and he decided that he wanted to make his own establishment somewhere else. It's gonna be even crazier than all the other places before it.
And how do we know that? Well, we know that because you can see that same Sparky drawing from FNAF 3 that he took from the pizzeria, the FNAF 3 establishment before it was destroyed. And he put it up on a wall here. I'm pretty sure this is the same thing. I saw it when I was playing FNAF Security Breach. So yeah. Now you might be wondering why does this matter? Now, it is because he owns what's it called?
Free Fazbear's.
Right, so he now owns the newest establishment, the one in FNAF Security Breach. That means he created all the FNAF security breach animatronics, and we know this because he has made Sparky and all the clones of himself that will be returning in the Ruin DLC. Whoops, spoilers!
Ugh. You spoiled it there, man.
So, as we know, Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy is buddies with Salvage. Now, Salvage was like, hey, can you bring me, I hear you're making
Let's
something
get a
new.
headshot. Let's go.
So, Salvage told Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy, he's like, hey, can I work at this new place instead? Yeah, I got a nice spot for you underground. And he's like, yo, let's go. Actually, wait, no, that's where Salvage. That's where Salvage was which it was anyway. So he's like, you know what, I'll just build it on top of your Salvage so you don't need to move. Now, you might be wondering, Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy made security breach and he made the security breach establishment. What happened to him? Where is he? Well, I played security breach for a whole 4 minutes for this video to do all my research, and I actually found something. If you look on this wall, right here, we can see markings. Now, what type of markings are these?
Oh, it's a liquor.
Yeah, so a liquor. Now, you might wonder what are those? Well, they're actually in the game Resident Evil 2 Remake. Now, here's a picture of the markings, so that means that the place is infested with liquors. Now, we're going to be talking about which ending is the ending, because we talk about the Ruined DLC. Now, we all know which ending it is. I don't really need to explain it. You're kind of stupid if you don't know it. So yeah, and what ending is that, Hamster Wheels, of the establishment?
It is the ending where Grandma Freddy and Gregory drive away in a car and leave the FNAF security breach establishment.
Yes, so now you might be wondering, what does this have to do with liquors? Now, Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy, as you know, he hates all of the places trying to ruin his pizzeria. So you say, you know what, the liquors that have invaded from the Resident Evil games, I'm going to try to destroy them. Now, what happens next? Hold on, let me just look at my notes.
I just solved the biggest mystery of Fnaf 4. Recently, I released part 2 of our...
So, he goes to kill the liquors, and that's why we do not see Green Shirt Blue Jeans guy in the security breach establishment in the game, because he's off on the other side killing the liquors. And just as a side thing, I wanted to explain what exactly happens to Glamrock Bonnie, because I've been seeing a lot of theories around here, and frankly, all of them are just wrong. I know the true theories. So what happens to Glamrock Bonnie?
So what happens is Glamrock Bonnie. So what happens is Glamrock Bonnie. It's so bad.
Go on.
So what happens is Glamrock Bonnie goes over to Gator Golf, and then he gets viciously attacked by a bunch of liquors.
Yes, now see, Montgomery Gator, you know, he was running, and then Glamrock Bonnie tried to help him, but you know, Alligator got saved by Glamrock Bonnie died. So that's actually what happened to Glamrock Bonnie. I'm surprised not many people knew this. It was pretty simple. I just looked at the latest book in the 4th to 5th last sector of the story on the mountain range anyways, you look at that book, and then there's liquors. So that's why we don't see Green Shirt Blue Jeans together, but he is still the mastermind watching over the entirety of the FNAF series. He is everywhere, isn't that right?
It would appear so.
He's in every single FNAF game that we know of, watching, observing you. And what will he do next? Will he turn good? Will he turn bad? Will he side with Salvage? Or will he side with the good? And we'll hear more about that in the Ruined DLC releasing.
There are 2 Marios, and I can...
Thank you guys for watching my new FNAF 3. You know, I'm just here trying to make all my FNAF 3s happen and come true. Isn't that right? Yeah, so thank you. Tune in to our next video where we talk about the hidden secrets behind Ban Ban and Garden of Ban Ban. Thank you for watching. Bye, guys. Bye. 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 Alright, let's play some duos.
Alright, sure, man.
Hope we can get a win this time.
I've been trying for weeks. Oh.
Why are there these footprints outside the broken window of Cheeto Man's house in FNAF 6? Notice the toes. 3 rounded toes. That immediately narrows our field down to Freddy, Foxy, Bonnie, Chica, and Golden Freddy. Well, this minigame is called Later That Night.
Shotgun, I don't care. Bro, like,